We are back on Morning Line. Thank you for joining us. Sonya Thomas is with us. She's the Executive Director of Nashville PROPEL. We talked about it earlier. PROPEL, a nonprofit organization. The mission is a noble one. It's to organize, develop powerful parent leaders to ignite a movement to make sure all children get a quality education. And I can think of nothing more important, really, than that. Those are our future minds running the country that we live in. And listen, before we get into some of the issues that I was talking about, what was announced last week with top-tier schools, we have a few phone calls. And we'll take Janita first. Janita, good morning. Hi, Janita.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. What's on your mind, ma'am?
I'd just like to make a comment. I would like to say that I am a Nashville PROPEL Powerful Parent Leader. And once I got into that program, I learned a whole lot, and I would like to encourage other parents to join this movement to try to help their kids get a better education.
That is awesome. Janita, would you tell me how did you go about joining it, and what kind of difference has it made maybe for your child?
Okay, I joined it. I was referred by a friend, and I got in contact with them, and I was interested in what they were singing. So I got into the class, and I really learned a lot. I learned a lot about my kids and how they're doing in school. I learned a lot from that class, and I intend to keep on pressing forward with my children so that they can get the best education that they can get.
That is fantastic. Thank you very much for calling, Janita. And maybe piggyback on her call there, Jen. Okay, how does someone get involved with this just as she did, which is fantastic. I really appreciate her call.
So word of mouth, of course, and our website.
Okay. We're watching this show. So someone's saying, okay, I want to be part of Nashville PROPEL. I want to get involved with my children. Okay, I guess we'll put up a contact number before the end of the show.
And then we have a website. And they can fill out a web form, and then a person from our organizing staff will reach out to them and get their contact information, have a one-on-one. We have one-on-ones with our families.
So, okay, so and then how often do you have meetings like what she was talking about where you can go over stuff, and is it by school or is it groups throughout the entire district?
So we relationship build all across the city. And so we meet parents and we let them know about the work that we're doing, and we make them aware of like a priority school list. We really target communities that are struggling, black and brown communities that are struggling.
Can you sit down with them and help them take a look and see exactly how their child is doing at that school?
We can give them the resources
to find out, like you did when you said what his reading level was.
Right. This is what I know, that parents are already powerful, but sometimes they just need to be equipped with the right tools.
Yeah.
And so we help them to ask the right questions, to reach out to the correct decision makers. Many of the parents don't know who their school board member is. You know, Nashville is very complicated. You can live in one district and then go to school in another district, and then your school board member is another in another district. So we make sure that they understand those things, and they understand the power mapping. Who makes the decision? You don't go to the chairwoman of the school board and ask about lunch tickets. No, that's the cafeteria manager.
Yeah, you have to know who to go to, and that's part of the battle. We have more calls. Let's take a few more of those. Let's go next to James. James, good morning. Hi, James.
Hey, how y'all doing this morning?
Good. Good morning to you. What's on your mind, James?
I went through the same thing, man. I just happened to be so lucky that one of my children, my oldest daughter, Heather, was smart, and I've got a fair education. Back when I went to school, teachers didn't give up on you, man. If they seen you struggling, God bless Miss Solomon, she jumped in there and taught me how to read and said, look, this is where it starts. You have to be able to read. And we teased her children, mine, because I helped raise her two little boys some, and we teased them. We'd get a book, and we'd be reading it, giggling and laughing, and, you know, oh, you can't read? You don't want to read this, and pull away from them. Man, wait a minute, I want to learn to read.
Sure. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. Reading comprehension, and thank you, James, for that. You talk about, really, the reading comprehension, and obviously mathematics as well, but, I mean, those are the basics. If you can't read, you're done. You cannot survive in society.
If nothing else happens in those buildings, they should be taught how to read. They have the right to be taught how to read. And to James, it has nothing to do with IQ. It's about making sure that parents ensure that their children are getting the reading instruction that they need. Tennessee just did some really good things with literacy reform, where it is research-based literacy practices that they're making sure that our educators are equipped with. And that is game changing. And my hope is over the next few years, we really see that progress and that we have more and more success when it comes to literacy. And so I want to shout out the state of Tennessee for doing that. I want to shout out, the district for adopting those practices. But I want to encourage parents to make sure that the educators at your school make sure that they have taken their literacy professional development at that school, because it's a game changer for children.
Okay, and as we sit here though right now, tell me, are there metro schools, okay, where there are 100% students? Of that 100%, what percent are literate?
We have Jones Padea that has approximately 390 students in that school. 3 of those children are proficient in literacy. 3.
But only 3 out of more than 300 students are literate at
Correct.
that level.
Correct.
Oh, come on, that can't be.
Hey, go to
I know. I wish it wasn't, but I know you're not lying to me. So it's like no. But when you say 3, so that means that they're not reading at the age level they should be, or what does that mean? Or they can't?
They are headed towards a path of being illiterate.
Illiterate, where they will not be. And
so 3 of them are headed on the path.
3, but
the
so
rest
we're talking
of
a few hundred that are not up to par reading.
We're talking about 387 students out of 390 are not proficient to read. Do you know what happens at 3rd grade? Do you know what happens at 3rd grade when you have students who are not proficient at reading? Prisons start going up. They start expanding prisons. Because if you can't read, we have a lot of juvenile crime. We have those things going on. When you can't read, you have no hope. You have absolutely no hope for the future. And so we have got to make sure that these children are reading.
So what can Propel do for Jones Padea? I mean, with the parents there have to be parents who are aware of this or are hearing about it now.
We most definitely can't teach them how to read.
No.
We cannot teach children how to read.
Okay, so where do you guys start as Propel if a parent comes to you and says, look, my child is there, and I'm very concerned because they're not proficient reading. So what can you do to help them at this stage? I know the big picture is we have to get it so it's a system change. What do those parents do right now as they sit at home right now?
Pressure, burst, pipe.
Okay.
We need to organize those parents to demand better for those kids. Point blank. Non-negotiable. We're talking about lives.
Oh yeah. That is absolutely unbelievable. We'll take a break on that note. We have some other calls. That number's stunning to me. Okay, well, you go ahead and have your coffee. And when we come back, we're going to talk some more.
It's my reality every day, Nick, and it's sad.
You're absolutely right. Well, we need to talk more. We're going to get some more calls, and we're going to go into what some of the other solutions, how parents can do that. Right after this, stay with us.